Sir, but you're tuned to the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast with your brother, Old God and Sandman. If you're listening and you're enjoying the content, no matter what you're doing right now, please do not forget to hit that 5-star rating. That definitely helps us out, in the podcast ratings. Also, if you're enjoying the content, you say, look, I want to listen to these brothers again. Hit that subscribe button right there on your screen and make sure that you're locked in to get every new episode that we drop. Now, we're going to talk about Jay-Z once again, Sandman. Now, there's a clip that resurfaced about Jay-Z when he was sitting down, I think Robert Kraft and a few of them billionaires, boys club men over there, when he, is pretty much now being blasted for seemingly blaming single parents for police brutality. Let me play this clip, Sandman, and then we're going to rap about this.
About the idea of growing up in a single parent house, which I grew up in, which Meek grew up in, and having an adverse feeling for authority, right? Your father's gone, so you're like, I hate my dad. Well, nobody tell me what to do. I'm the man of the house. And then you hit the street and you run into a police officer, and his first thing is, put your hands up, freeze, shut up. And you're like, excuse my language, everybody. You're like, fuck you, right? So that interaction causes people to lose life.
Oh God, what's your thoughts on that, though?
I just, I'm hoping that maybe he meant something different by that. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's a lot more, to the story than what Jay-Z's putting out there. It's not just as simple as, them having adverse, feeling toward authority. Because if you look at it, there's authority, all throughout their life. You coming up, man, if you had a dad or not, there's certain people that you're going to have to listen to, whether it be in the school. Now, obviously, I will concede to, not having a parent, especially a male in a household, would lead to, if the child, doing a lot more things that he wouldn't do, being more emotional, doing things out in the street, not having the proper guidance as a child, I concede to that. But to come out and just say that, he says, fuck the police because he don't like authority. Now, I think it's a whole, history that goes back before even the black household was destroyed like that, with the police and the relationship with the police and the black community, and the way that they engaged us in the black community is the way we feel about the fucking police, killing us, harassing us, shooting us with our hands up and shit like that, planting drugs on us. We just got finished running the story, about Chad Scott, and him being convicted of corruption, and then we talk about even Meek Mill's case. We talk about that on the podcast of the cop, forget his name, but a cop coming out on the cop saying, look, that whole force is damn near corrupt. So I just think it's a problem in America that we have to deal with. And fathers, especially black and minority households, fathers not being in a household is a huge, huge problem. But I cannot agree with Jay-Z when he says that, is because, directly because they got a problem with authority and they say, fuck the police. I think that he might have meant something different. I'll give him that.
It's a 30-second clip, and we didn't listen to it all. And I'm hoping he meant it was the energy. You know what I mean? Because when you think about the energy and the relationship between black human beings and police, it's fucked up.
Yeah.
Now you talk about the single parent households that these young black boys are walking out to, talking to the police, saying, fuck the police. You got to understand as a baby what they potentially saw from the police and their father that no longer potentially is in the household, whether it be because of them being incarcerated, whether that be because they were gunned down, whether that be because they were gunned down by the police. You never know. And I hope that in the grander scheme of this conversation, because like I said, we only got 30 seconds, that he would go a little more into detail with that. Because right now, I don't know who's painting the picture for Jay-Z, but it looks like they're trying to paint the picture that he's the official black voice and he's negating a lot of real shit that he's talked about in his music, that he's preached way beyond this NFL agreement. So whoever's in the PR department for Jay-Z, and I'm not giving any ridicule, but I just must be honest, whatever's putting on social media, they're not trying to paint a good light of him. They want to make him look bad in the black eye, because this shit sounds crazy within these 30 seconds, and then how they headline it. So I'm hoping that there's more to this story.
It's like when people say that, though, it's like you have people on the internet who say, oh, they took this clip, and said that. Okay, but it's like, I'm sure, and I'll say this first, that I don't think that Jay-Z, like, from seeing with that conference at the NFL, he's not that guy that should be out there like speaking, keeping in the raps. He just made too many mistakes. He looked nervous. He looked flustered. Some people are just better at other things than some people. He maybe need to have somebody else talking for him. So I just think that he meant exactly what he said. You know what I'm saying? But again, we heard him say some different things, you know, in his music. But I think we just got to take it for what it is and just, you know, all right, this is who this dude is. Now he's a billionaire. So his interests are probably going to be different than they were if he was poor. You know what I mean? Because he's on a whole different level and he has to, you know, satisfy a whole different demographic of people right now. And I don't think it's the poor people anymore. I think Jay-Z has moved on, in my opinion.
So does Jay-Z still care? And I mean, shout out to Kanye West. I just seen the clip from back when Katrina went down. Yeah. Oh, how legendary that was. I got to quote my man Kanye right now. Does Jay-Z care about black people?
I mean, obviously, he has
the picture you're painting about this brother right now.
No, I'm just saying
fuck everybody.
No, I'm just saying what you say, man. You know, when you're in a position like he is, you know, what you say holds a lot of weight. I mean, even when he was talking about rocking the fitteds and shit, and everything he says, people will follow. So I just think that he probably. I'm even trying to give him the benefit of the doubt from the beginning to say, look, maybe he meant something different, but. I don't know, man. I say Jay-Z definitely cares about black people, but I don't think that he may be able to execute his agenda like he wants to execute his agenda. I think that he will have forks in the road, detractors and all that may make him slightly alter, you know, what he's about to do. Just like, you know, 8, 9, maybe months ago, he was sitting up there with the Kaepernick jersey on saying, you know, we ain't fuck with the NFL. Then, you know, months later, he's in a bet with the NFL.
Now, I would never have guessed if you would have told me or asked me 10 years ago, what if I see Jay-Z out here as vocal as he has been the last couple of months? Is this all leading up to a political campaign in your eyes for Jay-Z?
It may be. And, you know, I wouldn't be mad if he, you know, ran for president or something like that. But again, when you run for these type of offices, more stuff is going to be magnified. Like you talking about a clip coming back, you know, from old, it's going to be shit coming back from songs. You know, who knows, you know, different women, everything is going to be put because that's how ruthless it is when you're talking about being the person that's supposed to be the commander in chief of the United States. Look what happened to Hillary. Look what came out. You know, a lot of people say that she was going to win until the information about some of the stuff that was going on behind the scenes came out about her. So you better be ready if you want to do that.
What about politics behind the scenes? Because we all know the politics and the politicians, they take a lot of heat, but there's the ones behind the scenes that got the money that's running the world. Is he positioning his place in power like that? And
I hope so.
Now, now that's a conversation. Y'all want to talk about some? That's the real conversation right there. When you start sitting in those $1 billion conversations, they're gonna allow you a seat at that table. The music, you can miss me on that shit, but right here, yeah, now it's getting real. And is that the position and the point that he's trying to take? Just trying to, hey man, this is how to really change laws, whether that be for the benefit of blacks or not. My mind is just kind of running everywhere right now. Maybe that's what he's trying to do.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where we're gonna have to just wait and see the outcome years. I mean, it ain't gonna be next month or even next Super Bowl. It's gonna be, you know, 10 to 15 to 20 years down the line. We can look back and say, okay, probably when he's dead and gone, this is the stuff that Jay-Z put in place. All right, he was a greedy devil, boom, boom. Oh, nah, look, Jay was really for the people. He did this, so and so and so. He's a legend. He's a hero. We talking about him like we talking about one of the other great black leaders, or he could be a sellout. We can call him a sellout, Uncle Tom Coon, like some of the people. It remains to be seen.
He'll be the first president with dread. So out to the people.
That'll be dope. That'll be dope. I'll definitely, I will ride with Jay, you know, for president just because.
See,
you know what I mean? Just real shit.
How easy is it? I mean,
but we got to be critical. That's one thing we always going to do, regardless of the relationship, because that's my favorite artist.
That's a
fact. Know what I mean? So, you know, being critical, you know, of them is something that we're going to do. And the people, that's what the people love us, period.
And we're going to continue to do it, whether you love us, hate us. If we talk about you and disrespect you, we're sorry. We mean no malice.
Yeah.
Contact us in our email so that we can have an adult conversation about anything that we said. We just try to keep it as honest as we can. We got to keep it raw, real, and uncut for the people.
Yes, sir.
They won't have it any other way, man. I love the way we did this podcast today. It was a great episode. We had Remy Ma. We talked about 6ix9ine and Shotty.
Yeah.
Adam 22. My God. Our brother Jay-Z that we just talked about. And did we run through anything else? Am I missing anything?
Talking about Jay-Z, Remy Ma, 6ix9ine, Adam 22. That was it.
That was it, man. We did our thing. I think we're at about the 40-minute mark right now. The podcast, episode 221, is quickly wrapping up in the books, man. Salute to everybody that's listening on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, and all the major online outlets. The radio.com app is available for each and every one of y'all to go grab right now. Go subscribe to your brothers on there. Show your support. Let them know the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast sent you. We're trying to take over end of 19, going into 2020, man. Oh God, that's all I got. I appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, no doubt, man. That's all I got on this side of the table too. We'll see you guys on Thursday. Again, hit that 5-star rating if you didn't forget, and make sure you subscribe to the fastest growing hip hop podcast out there right now, the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast. Over and out. Peace.